Bro, listen close because this part matters more than most men realize. When she pulls back, gets distant, or starts acting like she's not sure about you, it's not about you failing. It's about you being tested in a way you weren't even prepared for. And it's not the kind of test where she wants to see you beg or prove yourself. It's the kind of test where she's watching silently to see how you handle not being in control. You see, most guys mess up right here. They start chasing harder, texting more, asking what's wrong, trying to fix a vibe that doesn't need fixing. And by doing that, they reveal their cards too early. She was just feeling out the energy, just seeing what you're made of when things aren't easy, and you showed her you fold. You showed her that her distance makes you crumble. That's the moment she knows you're not different. You're just like the rest. And here's the thing, being too nice or too cold, it's not even about the strategy. It's about energy. She can feel it when you're being nice just to get her approval. She can feel it when you're playing cold, just to manipulate her attention. Both are weak moves. What she's looking for is a man who stays centered, who isn't moved by every emotional shift, who doesn't get lost in trying to guess what she wants next. She's looking for a man who knows himself so well, he doesn't need to win her, he needs to see if she fits into his world, not the other way around. That's what being different really means. Not louder, not smoother, just solid. And most men never realize that until it's too late. Don't be most men. Holding frame isn't about acting tough or pretending you don't care. It's about staying rooted in who you are, no matter what she throws your way. Most guys get caught up in the emotional roller coaster because they haven't built a strong foundation within themselves. The moment she pulls back, they panic. The moment she gets quiet, they rush in with texts, questions, and reassurance-seeking energy. But here's the raw truth. The more you react, the more you prove that she's in control of the emotional tempo, not you. And once she realizes that, the attraction starts slipping. You don't need to chase after every mood swing. You don't need to fix every quiet moment. You just need to hold your ground. That's what holding frame really means, staying emotionally consistent regardless of the waves. It's the difference between being a rock or being driftwood. When you don't break your energy just because she shifted hers, you send a clear message without even saying a word. I don't move unless I choose to. That kind of energy is rare. It's magnetic. It's what makes her stop and think, he's different. But if you flinch every time the mood changes, if you feel the need to explain, to fix, to soften the tension, you're showing her that you can't handle real pressure. And whether she knows it consciously or not, that makes her question if you're strong enough to lead, to protect, to guide. This isn't about playing games. It's about emotional discipline. She wants to feel your calm, especially when things get uncertain. If you can be that steady presence when she's unsure, when she's moody, when she tests, then you've already won half the battle. Because in her mind, if you can't hold your frame, how are you supposed to hold her life? Most guys don't even realize they've become puppets until it's too late. A woman shifts her energy suddenly. She's warm, then cold, affectionate, then distant, and they follow every move like a string is attached to them. They try to fix her mood, overcompensate when she's off, or pull harder when she leans back. And all of that, as innocent as it seems, communicates one thing: you lead, I follow. But the men who truly stand out are the ones who become the mirror. They reflect her energy calmly, without emotional reactivity. If she pulls back, they don't panic. They naturally give space. If she comes close, they welcome her without throwing a parade or acting like it's a reward. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about responding from grounded awareness, not from insecurity. When she throws emotional waves at you, she's not doing it to mess with your head. She's doing it to feel something real. And if you react too quickly, too emotionally, you kill the very tension that builds deeper attraction. Mirroring is about showing her that you're emotionally stable, that her shifts don't control you. She'll feel that. She'll notice it instantly because most guys don't have it. And here's the beauty of it. When she sees you're not chasing, not explaining, not desperate to fix every second of distance, she starts leaning in. Because you're not trying to prove anything, you're showing strength in your silence, presence in your distance. You don't have to say, "I'm confident." Your energy does it for you. And what that creates is a dynamic where she respects you on a deeper level. Not because you're playing games, but because you're not falling into hers. That's what makes you unforgettable. Not reactive, but reflective. Not eager, but intentional. That's the energy she didn't know she was craving. Silence is one of the most underestimated tools a man can use, and most guys treat it like a threat instead of a weapon. The moment she stops responding quickly, the anxiety kicks in. You start overthinking. Did I say something wrong? Should I reach out again? Is she losing interest? That panic makes you act out of fear instead of strength. You send another message. You try to reignite the spark. You break the silence too soon. And just like that, you ruin the tension that could have worked in your favor. What you need to understand is this silence creates space. And space creates emotion. When you're not filling every gap with words, she starts to feel. She starts wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing, and why you're not chasing. That curiosity builds attraction, but only if you can sit in the silence with confidence. Letting silence work for you means not rushing to ease the discomfort. It means trusting that your presence was strong enough to linger even after you stop talking. It's about knowing that if she's genuinely interested, she'll come back, and if she doesn't, your silence protected your dignity. Every time you sit quietly and don't react, you prove your emotional control. You show her that you're not just another guy begging for attention, trying to keep her engaged with constant stimulation. You're the man who doesn't need noise to be felt. Silence becomes your ally when you let it stretch, when you let it do the talking. That's when she starts to feel the absence. And if your presence was real, she'll want it back, not because you chased her, but because she misses the energy you brought. That's power. That's silence working in your favor, not against you. Consistency is important, but predictability is deadly when it comes to attraction. A lot of men think that if they just show up, treat her well, stay loyal, and avoid mistakes, that's enough to keep her invested. But here's the truth: being safe and steady might earn her comfort, but it won't spark the fire she craves. Women want to feel alive. They want emotional variety. They want to experience the full range of energy a man can bring, not just the soft, supportive side, but also the challenging, playful, unpredictable side. If she can guess everything you're going to say, if your conversations always follow the same rhythm, if your energy never shifts, she will slowly disconnect. Not because you're bad, but because it's too easy to know. Emotional variety doesn't mean being erratic or fake. It means you're multi-dimensional. You know how to make her laugh when she least expects it. You know how to surprise her with intensity when she thought the night would be quiet. You challenge her when she tests you, instead of folding. You're calm and grounded, but you're not afraid to get passionate, mysterious, even wild when the moment calls for it. That contrast is what keeps her drawn in, because now she's not just with a man, she's with an experience, something alive, something she can't quite predict, and that excites her. It reminds her she's with someone real, someone who feels deeply but doesn't perform for approval. That's what women want. That emotional roller coaster, not of chaos, but of depth. So don't just show up and be consistent. Be consistent in your values, but unpredictable in your energy. Let her discover new sides of you over time. Let her feel something different every time she's with you. That's what keeps her coming back. That's what makes you unforgettable.